Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take for Wednesday night, October the 23rd. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. So glad to see you. Canucks are off for a few days before they host Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins on Saturday night. And for those of you that missed last night's live stream and you're wondering, what the heck is this title? We ain't done. Last night's stream was probably one of the most memorable streams I've done. Yeah, I'd say forever. It was crazy. Basically 32 of the 40 minutes, I was reading donations. I was reading membership message. I was reading people that gifted memberships. And I got my little silly tagline. I've done it once before about saying we ain't done, because really I couldn't get to the game recap. It was a great game that the Canucks won last night, but I couldn't get to the game recap. I couldn't get to the box scores. I couldn't get to I was going to review a lot of the games, at least touch on the 16 games from yesterday. And I couldn't, and I loved it. It was the most hilarious thing. So thank you everyone who was there yesterday and making that a very memorable live stream. But that was tonight. No, that was last night. This is tonight. Let's get going with a brand new stream and a brand new opportunity to make memories. So, moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support. And everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me right now, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So I like to start off the show by reminding you how you can get involved. You can subscribe to the channel so you get active in the chat section and get notified by videos every single day. You can like the video. There are 37 people watching on YouTube. Not bad. There are another 23 watching on X. Not bad. Hopefully those numbers go up as the night goes on. And there's only 11 likes. So if you're on the YouTube side, make sure you hit the like button. Like the fact that Canucks are 3-1-2. Like the fact that Canucks are on a 3-game win streak, riding Kevin Lankin. And like the fact that we are together building a great community. And like the fact that JT Miller and Elias Pettersson were fighting each other. No, they weren't fighting each other. They were just taking part in a spirited battle drill. You can leave a donation like Lucas just did. I will get to him in a second. Thank you, Lucas. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. And yes, I did end up posting last night's show on a podcast, even though it was 32 minutes of me saying we ain't done. So I can't say we ain't done for the first donation of the night, but regardless, it's still very important. Thank you to the legend himself, legendary Lucas Gates, for the $5 donation. Lucas is back in black. I knew we were going to play the skate for 18 games about a week ago, and the staff party was rocking at Rogers Arena last night. Yes, well, welcome back, Lucas. And I indeed knew it was the staff party at Rogers Arena, which is awesome. And I will be going over those 18 games that the Canucks announced today. So let's give some love to Lucas in the chat. Thank you for being so generous. But we ain't done. Uh-oh. That was the legendary Lucas Gates, and this is longtime Hall of Fame member Dravakian says, small token of appreciation for your content, Clay. Well, I have a big appreciation for you, Dravakian. Thank you, even though I use your real name half the time when I say it. But thank you for the $5 donation. Let's give Dravakian some love in the chat for sure. So thank you. Lucas and Dravakian for getting us going, getting the donation train out of the station. Yes, I see you guys talking. I believe it's all home games. I don't think you can wear, or you're not supposed to wear dark on the road. And just looking at the dates, they look like all home games to me. 18 of the 41 home games. So almost half, just less than half of the games, they'll be wearing their black. Fine. Adam. Thank you, Adam. I really appreciate you. And that is awesome. Thank you for your generosity. Okay, Canucks practice today. There's black skate stuff. There's news. So let's kind of get to everything kind of in order. Let's start with, so the Canucks riding a 3-game win streak. They lost their first game of that 4-game road trip against Tampa, but then they quickly turned it around and they beat Florida, which was awesome. Then they beat Philly, which was great. And then they beat Chicago, which is wonderful. So it's awesome, great, wonderful, whatever descriptive word you want to use, it would be appropriate. But no rest for the wicked or the weary, because they're at practice today. Then they're not practicing tomorrow. Then they'll practice on Friday and probably do an optional game day skate on Saturday when they host the Penguins, like I said. So let's see how they lined up. And when you look at this, the first thing you'll notice is no Quinn Hughes. But don't worry, friends. Quinn Hughes is not injured. He just had a well-deserved day off. I'm not sure if JT Miller is saying, well, what about me? I don't know. I deserve a day off, but doesn't matter. Quinn Hughes had the day off today. So this is how the Canucks lines looked. Up front, you had Pettersson with Höglander and Garland. You had Miller, Besser, and DeBrusque. So the same top 6. Then you had the amazing third. Canucks always have good third lines, right? This one last year, remember, it was Garland and Joshua who started the season with Suter and then moved on to with Bluger. But yeah, it's this is the third line. 3 new guys. Bluger, not a new, and then Sherwood and Heinen. Love this line. Love when Joshua is going to play with Sherwood and they're just going to pound the you know what out of everyone. And then a fourth line of Amon with Arshdeep Baines and Pius Suter. Not the strongest fourth line ever, but decent players on the fourth line. But I guess that's the whole point is the further down your lineup you go, the less good the line is. And that makes sense. Daniel Sprong was an extra, and Dakota Joshua, probably 1 or 2 weeks away now, which is pretty exciting. Maybe we catch him at the tail end of this homestand. We will see. But that's so 14 forwards on the ice. Then you had Susie and Myers together, our second pairing. You had Brandstrom and Desharnais together, our third pairing. And then you had Hronek jumping over to the left side to play with Noah Juleson because Quinn Hughes, like it says right there, had the day off. But no worries, no injury, nothing to nurse. Hopefully more of just a recognition that he's been logging some heavy minutes for the Vancouver Canucks. So that's how they practice. Okay, I know everyone really gets excited about the line combinations and the D pairings, but there's no big changes here, especially with Quinn Hughes off. But this was a morning practice. This tweet was from 1:25. Okay, so it was a bit later. But then Jeff Pettersson, who you guys know I respect so much, he came on the 24-hour live stream. He was awesome. At 4:09. So unless practice was 4 hours, which I doubt, or 3 hours, he said, brief but testy exchange between JT Miller and Elias Pettersson at Canucks practice. End of a battle drill, 2 chopped at each other, and then Miller delivered a quick cross check. Oh, a few words were exchanged. Wasn't any bigger than that, but it definitely looked like it had some heat. The two then went their separate ways, didn't escalate to a point coaches or teammates had to intervene. Now, obviously, this got a lot of reaction on X because it's JT Miller, who's kind of been our workhorse, and Elias Pettersson, the polarizing $11.6 million man. Any news of them chopping at each other, cross-checking each other, it could, we've seen fights from practices before, dust-ups, but I'm not an NHL player. Obviously, I'm not an NHL coach, but everyone played it down. I saw a quote from PD just said it's fine to get this out once in a while. Like, I can't remember what he said, but it wasn't a big deal. Actually, I can look it up in a second. I listened to Rick Tockett's post-practice thing, and he basically said, yeah, it's fine. So you don't want them fighting, but it's fine if it's a battle drill, sometimes frustration, or they don't like the pace of the drill or whatever, don't like the drill itself. But he said, it's not a big deal at all. It's not a big deal. And he said that if there's a scrum on Saturday night and PD's involved, JT Miller will likely be the first guy jumping in his defense. So I'm not going to spend more than a couple more minutes on this because it's not a big deal. It feels like a big deal because it's our number one center, or it's our two top centers, our two alpha dogs, so to speak, alpha males, even though one's playing more like it than the other. But some people are saying, like, JT Miller doesn't seem like the type to hold a grudge. And even Rick Tocchet was saying, yeah, one of them will probably buy the other guy dinner, kind of thing. I don't think PD holds a grudge either, but the one kind of good thing that might come out of this, a small blessing, is that maybe it'll wake PD up a little bit. Maybe it will light a fire under his butt. Maybe he'll come out with a bit more of a chip on his shoulder. Maybe he'll say, man, I need to play more like JT Miller. Whatever it does, hopefully it's a positive thing. Now, I know some of you think I'm too easy on PD. I'm still willing. I wouldn't say I'm willing to give him a pass. Like, I'm not saying you can do whatever you want and everything's gonna be fine. But I do think, this is, for better or for worse, it's the start of an eight-year contract. So I think a bit of patience is required here. But I'm talking about 10 or 12 games. I'm not talking about 20 games or half the season. No, we got to see more production. And I think if we were being objective, like very truthful, no matter what you think about Pettersson's play and it overrated, underrated, overpaid, underpaid, whatever it may be, I don't think there's any denying that his game has gotten better at the last 3 games, right? The last 3 games. Coincidentally, it's 3 games that the Canucks have won, but you can obviously attribute that to a lot of good players: Kevin Lankinen, Kiefer Sherwood, Brock Besser, Quinn Hughes, JT Miller. So I get all that. But even the way that PD has been more engaged since playing with Garland and Hoglander, and you saw it in my goal breakdown, and you saw it if you saw the highlights. He got the 1 assist on Garland's goal, but he was also in front of the net, mucking it up, screening the goaltender, getting to the dirty areas in 2 other Canucks goals. So 3 of the 6 Canucks goals, PD, he might not have factored in the scoring, but at least he was a factor. Is that a small win? Am I being a little too easy on him? Maybe, but obviously, you guys know it's not even my shtick. My outlook is very positive and very hopeful. And I do hope that this, last night's performance, plus a little bit of a battle with JT Miller, maybe that will do good for him. So again, even though I just spent 3 or 4 minutes talking about it, not a big deal. I wasn't rushing a vlog about it or anything like that, because I just simply didn't think it was a big deal. And then he says right in his article, Jeff Pettersson, I would just pull up right now, and I just want to show you what Pettersson said right here. Elias Pettersson on mixing up with JT in practice. It's good. I think we should practice with an edge. It's good. So he used the word good twice in there. So to me, I don't worry too much about this at all. Well, RJ saying my audio's cutting in and out. Oh, I wonder why. Everything looks connected. Maybe it's the way, am I not talking into the mic as much? Okay, RJ, I'll try and keep an eye on that, but thank you. I checked everything on my stream prior. Okay, but thanks for letting me know. I'll try and make sure that I speak in the microphone a little bit better. Okay, so that's a bit about the lines. That's a bit about PD and Miller. One other thing I want to show you real quick. Actually, 2 other things. The first one is the Canucks announced that they are indeed going to wear the black skate for 18 games. 18 of the 41 home games. That's just under 50%. And it starts with this first, and you'll notice it's not like a game here, then skip 3 weeks, then another game, then skip 2 weeks, then another game, then skip 3 weeks. They go in bunches, and that makes sense. You can change some of the signage, you can change some of the ads, and just kind of run with a few games in a row. For instance, this upcoming homestand, it's a Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday. By the way, I have tickets for those games. If you're interested, email me, canuckclay@gmail.com. But these 3 games coming up: Pittsburgh, Carolina, I'm going to those 2. Not going to New Jersey on Wednesday. but those are black skate games. And I just finished saying they come in bunches. And then that November 9 one is by itself against the Oilers, but that's going to be a big game, hockey night in Canada. And then the next bunch, December 6, 8, 10, Columbus, Tampa, St. Louis. That's black skate. And then the next bunch around Christmas, Ottawa on the 21st, San Jose on the 23rd, and then the Kraken on the 28th. The next bunch of black skate games. Then another bunch here, Edmonton 18. Edmonton will only see black skate apparently. We got Buff Sabres on the 21st, Capitals on the 25th. Then a second to last bunch of Anaheim, Minnesota, and Dallas on every second night. And finally winding up the home slate, Anaheim and Vegas back to back. So once again, 18 games that the Canucks have announced they're wearing their black skate. You guys know I do like it better than the blue, green, white Orca, but I was gifted one by the team. That's my Canuck clay jersey that I should probably wear more, but I feel a little bit self-conscious when I wear it, believe it or not, because I think it's a little showy. But when has being a little bit showy ever stopped me before? So that's my flying skate jersey, but I don't mind the blue Orca at all. But if I had to pick one, I would pick the flying skate. But I'm not going to base which games I'm going to based on the flying skate. One more thing I want to say is I tweeted this. Last season, the Canucks finished with 109 points. This season, with 8 points in 6 games, the Canucks are on pace for 109 points. Yes, despite our horrible start to the season where we were winless in the first 3, now we've only lost 1 game in regulation. We are 2 games over 500 in 6 games. So we are on exactly a 109 point pace, which is pretty cool. So despite the Canucks' slow start, they're on pace for 109 points. Now you look at, there's 12 teams that are either tied with the Canucks or higher than them. So Calgary's not going to get 182 points, or whatever the math is. So a lot of the teams are going to drop off a little bit, but that's why I did ask you in the poll, what do you think the Canucks are going to wind up with this season? So a bunch of you voted, and here's the results. 38% of you are going to say between 105 and 109. And that's fair. I actually, when I first made a prediction, I was thinking 104 points, 22 games over 500, like with a record of, I think I was saying, what's 22? How do you get to 104 points? I must have said like 48, 26. No, that doesn't add up. 47. Yes. 47, 27. No, that doesn't add up either. 47, 25, and 10. That's what I said. 47, 25, and 10. That gets you 82 games. That gets you 22 games over 500. That gets you 104 points. So I said 104 points. So you guys are 38% of you saying between 105 and 109. 29% of you are saying like me between 100 and 104. That's probably still going to be good for second in the division. 23% of you very optimistic, saying 110 points or more, so better than last year. And then 8% of you being very pessimistic, saying less than 100 points. So a pretty even poll, pretty even distribution of results here. That means technically it was a good poll question. Okay. Only one game in the NHL tonight. It was crazy that Washington scored the first 4, Philly scored the next 3, then Washington scored the next 2. So Washington beats Philadelphia 6-3, no bearing on the standings for the Vancouver Canucks on the Western Conference or the Pacific Division. Tomorrow, more of a full slate, right? It was all 32 teams yesterday, only 2 teams today, and then 9 games, so 18 teams in action tomorrow. But the Canucks don't play until Saturday, when 14, so 28 of the 32 teams will be in action on Saturday. All right, people are talking about the audio, which is fine. No problem. Maybe it's just an issue in RJ's end, but no big deal. The Flyers have only won 1 game, which is not great. So last night, I spent half an hour honoring donations, which was great. But I did promise last night that tonight I would give you back some of that time and spend a lot of time answering your questions. It helps when the Canucks didn't play tonight, so we can do that. And then leaning towards doing some sort of giveaway tomorrow. out of appreciation for your generosity last night. So if you're around tomorrow night, make sure you join me at 11 p.m. for my for my stream tomorrow, where we'll do some sort of giveaway. I think not a guarantee, but I'm leaning that way for sure. Let me do my mid-show sponsor read now, and my mid-show sponsor read always starts off by thanking Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the Greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Thank you to Van City Experts and Jason Lim. Thank you to Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. Use the link www.coachpatrickliu.com/clay and receive a free 5-day workout when you sign up. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of that final artwork, and thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Remember, you can get involved tonight by subscribing to the channel. You can like the video like 29 of you have done. Thank you. You can leave a donation like Lucas and Dravakian have done. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. Don't forget that you can purchase Canuck Clay merch. Alfred has done so now. Thank you, Skytrain Alfred, for making that purchase. And canuckclay.threadless.com. And then finally, don't forget my shows this week. I forgot to update this. My last show this week will be tomorrow at 11 p.m. and likely to do some sort of giveaway tomorrow night. Okay. I think it's time to get to your questions and comments. So I'll try my best to read them all, recognize them all. But if I fall behind, you guys know that I go to questions only. Okay. At what point would the Canucks think about buying out Petey's contract? Too early to say. This is game number 7 of an 8-year contract. I think that's not premature nor immature. I just think it's a little early. So maybe it is a little bit premature to talk about, but not immature. Hey, Clay, great to see you on here before I am working my last 2 weeks for my seasonal job at Pumpkins After Dark Lantern Events. Ooh, that sounds like a new podcast, Pumpkins After Dark. I hope that's going well, Edison. No, Carol, I don't have a cold. I was just talking a little bit more calm than I was all last night. How do you think you're designing your t-shirt? I think it's great. My friend Dave did it. Thank you. Did you notice the new play Hughes and Miller have been doing up behind the power play? Hughes would skate in, do a quick button hook, and pass it to Miller swooping behind. Yes, I've seen that. I saw that a couple times out, and I made a point in my breakdown video that Miller and Hughes like to play pass on the power play. And, sometimes you think, oh, man, it sounds like they're freezing out Petey or DeBrusque or Garland or Bester. But generally, when Miller's not making silly passes, he's a good puck handler. Hughes is a spectacular puck handler. So even just playing catch between those two guys often opens up a lot of options. Hey, our new best friend, Van Isle Ellie, when Forbert is back, do you hope he subs out Desharnais with Brandstrom? Or would you like to see Brandstrom, Desharnais continue to build chemistry? Great point. I think they're going to base it on who they're playing against. If they're playing against a rough and tough, slower team, you could go back to Forbert, Desharnais. If you need a puck mover, then you go Brandstrom, Desharnais. What I don't think they'll do is go Brandstrom, Forbert, because that would mean Forbert would have to play, or Brandstrom would have to play on the opposite side. So I don't see that happening. I think it's going to be either going to be on one side Brandstrom or Forbert. On the other side, it's going to be Desharnais or Juleson. And then the top 4, Hughes, Susie Myers, obviously stays the same. Based on the video Frank Cervelli posted of Demko in the ice practice, is he closer or further away from returning? Well, we want him to be closer, Fangirl, but even Frank Cervelli has been reporting that he still thinks he's a few weeks away. So I think we'll see Joshua a couple weeks before we see Demko. My boss should gift you a Fanatics black skate jersey. Sure, I'll take it. I think that was a reference to the other flying skate. The boss may have presented it to me, but it's actually, yeah, no, I don't have to get into it, but it was part of a a bigger, broader initiative that I was part of with the team, but your boss could very well be the one to sign off on it. And I'm very grateful for that. Brandstrom has been good, playing within his limits, his means, and he's been great. PD is going to win the heart. I like that, Sticky Nicky. No news on Demko. He's still practicing on his own, skating on his own. Brandstrom greater than Desharnais while they're playing together. How would you improve the 5-on-3 kill for the Canucks? The one against Chicago was brutal. Yeah, 5-on-3 though, you should expect to get scored on. Obviously, if you work hard, block a couple shots, get lucky, goaltender comes up big, you might escape. But generally, a team should score on a 5-on-3. There's just outnumbered chances, rebounds, deflections. So I wouldn't say it's brutal because, like, what can you do? Like, you're outnumbered by 2. You're outnumbered by 2 against some very, very. Every team has got some really skilled players. So I don't have an answer for this. I could simply say clog up the middle or be more aggressive, but that's a lot easier said than done for sure. How many defensemen on the Canucks now won't be here for game 1 of the playoffs? I think this management group will go for it again. Oh, like who else? How many won't be here? Meaning because we've improved our D. Yeah, I could see them getting 1 or 2 more D men for sure. For sure. Great point. Talk mentioned that when PD has his struggles, he stops skating. Have you noticed that also? Yeah, I'd say it the other way. Instead of that PD has his struggles when he stops skating. No, I guess it's the same thing. I was going to say you notice that when he's not skating, he's not effective. He doesn't look as aggressive. Yeah, that's the same thing. So yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair comment for sure. You and Parker can do a Halloween episode of Canucks After Dark called Pumpkins After Dark. Yeah, I think we don't want to get away from our Monday night thing, and I'm not sure what he's doing Thursday night. I don't think I'll be free. Well, I guess I will be free by 11. I'm not sure about 10 though, for sure. New TV, sweet. I think Miller's acting like a big brother to PD. We can only speculate on what's going on, but if it's money, media, or outside talks, no excuse. Everyone has to deal with it. All fair points, but I love that your positive spin on it, that maybe Miller is showing some big brother tough love. I love it. Yes, Edmund, I talked about it for about 5 minutes. Yeah, maybe you just got here, which is all good. But yes, I talked about it earlier in the show. Thank you, Edmund. Hey, Clay, I'm wondering, considering you'll likely be streaming on Halloween and it's my birthday eve. Yeah, Lucas, we can have this discussion offline for sure. But it is a well-known fact that for legends and Hall of Fame members, I do like to bring them onto a live stream in close proximity to their birthday. So given that the Canucks are not playing on the 31st, given your birthday is on the 1st, but I'm not streaming, I think that would make sense if we brought you on for the end of that stream for sure. Lankinen looks great. Maybe we should extend him ASAP. Yes, he has looked great, but you know what? He's not going to sign an extension right now unless we throw $3 or $4 million at him. Like, truly, he thought he was a $2 million goalie. The market dried up. He's showing that he's at least a $2 million goalie. I'm not convinced the Canucks will have the money to sign him or will think that's the best. So we'll see. I think it's too early. If I was Lankinen, I wouldn't sign anything unless they're giving me a lot of money for sure. If Jaskrin was here, he would be asking for my black skate Hughes jersey. Yes, and I, there's still time for him to get here, so that could be coming still, Taylor. Lankinen, number 1 goalie in the league. He's been well. He's been playing well. I'm talking about your new short that you had talked about last night. Your phase, we are not done. Oh, yeah. I was half joking, half serious about getting a "We Ain't Done" shirt made. We'll see, Simon. Really beginning to be skeptical that Demko and whether he will be ever return or be what he was. Thoughts? Tough to say, James. In talking to Kevin Woodley and my 24-hour live stream, who's very dialed in, he thinks that Demko will get back. Demko has said the right things, but there's always been a shroud of mystery around this injury for sure. So, while I don't want to agree with you, James, I could see that happening, but I still think the chances of that happening are remote. I'm expecting him to come back, or maybe I'm just talking about hope. Is Rogers a cash-free arena? I don't think so, but Lucas and Justin, if he was in here, they'd be able to talk about that more. I don't think it's cash free just yet or touchless like Seattle is. With all the negative rep on Fanatics, I haven't heard of any Canucks jersey fails yet. Yeah, Erwin, talked about this a couple of times. I know Lucas and I have actually talked about this at length. Some of the Fanatics, bad rep isn't really warranted. It's I know the Athletic wrote a really good story about it where some of the issues and the ones that even went more viral, it wasn't Fanatics' mistake. Actually, it was someone else, and I can't remember who the someone else is. If Lucas is still in the chat, maybe he could add to that. But I do know that there's quite a few stories about the hate being directed at Fanatics as being unfair. You were a little laggy answering my question. Well, Brian, that's not my fault. That's tech fault. What was your question? Ask it again. Ask it again, and I'll try and answer it without lagging. But it wasn't me lagging on purpose. Ask it again, Brian. Ask it again. Oh, I didn't know that. It's cashless now? Gosh, I am behind the times. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you for that clarification. Do you think the Lions will do well in the CFL division semifinals? I hope so. They're such a Jekyll and Hyde team, but maybe they have a lot of confidence right now playing under Vernon Adams once again. Is it easy to navigate Rogers Arena from entrance to your seat and from your seat to food stand? Yes, the navigation at Rogers is easy. It's just crowded. Like compared to other arenas I've been to, especially the Upper Bowl concourse, very crowded. Very, very crowded. If it's mental problems, depression, anxiety, or something more serious, he shouldn't hide it. Oh, talking about Pettersson. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but some people aren't as open or maybe aren't as forthcoming. Hey, Gerald, hope you're doing well in the big smoke. Is Suter slowly becoming trade bait? He was brought in to be a third-line center and is now a fourth-line winger. Any truth to that or just a deep bottom six forward group? I think there's money. There's all those things. He's known as a Swiss Army knife. You can play him. Well, remember last year he played the last half of the season with Miller and Besser. I think he can be a third-line center, fourth-line center. I think he's interchangeable with Bluger, to be honest with you, although Bluger has had the better start of the season. I wouldn't say he's trade bait just yet because, if he's not playing well, how much are you getting for him as well? Chicken tender container, $30 US, 4 tenders and fries. And that's in a Zamboni-shaped container. That seems a little expensive. Hi, Clay. Hey, Harry. If you had to pick Fanatics jersey, what would you be? Miller, Russ? I'd get Miller. I would get Miller. When should Besser be given an extension? I believe that they're talking about it now, but I don't know how serious they're going at it. It could happen anytime. I originally was going to say, let's see more from him this season, but he's already had such a great start to the season. If Verlander plays well at BU, does he have a chance to be pulled in the lineup like Hudson did last year, or is that too soon to hope for? Van Ali, with a lot of these college players, it's not necessarily how well they played. It's more, when does their college season end? Because you might remember that's how we got Quinn Hughes for 5 games at the end of the season. That's how we got Brock Besser for 5 games at the end of the season. So often, if a team gets knocked out before the Canucks get knocked out, then you might bring him in for a little 5-game audition, burn off the first year of his entry-level contract. However, if you're battling for first place in the division or for your playoff live, I don't know if you bring in a Tom Verlander this season. So we'll see. There are a lot of options for sure. Extend Lankinen with the intention of trading him to a team who needs a goalie. Oh, good point. Didn't even think about that. So what did Woodley say about Demko's injury? He didn't say it actually on my stream, and I should probably walk that back a bit, but I've heard him say at length that he believes, because it's such a rare injury, you don't know for sure, but he believes with Demko's work ethic and with his intention that he will get back for sure. But he has to play through pain. As long as Blankinen and Steelovs are winning games, there's no rush for Demko. Yeah, you always want your number one goalie back, your $5 million goalie back, but it certainly makes it more digestible if our 2 goalies are playing well. Edmonton should overpay Skinner. Hey, Adam. Stay positive. I think positive is the way to go. Do you think Miller and PD having little spat in practice can have a positive effect on PD? Yeah, Adam, I mentioned that. I'm not sure if you were here when I was talking about it 15 minutes ago, but I did say in a small way, it may spark PD a little bit. It may light a fire under him. as long as it doesn't go the other way, which I don't think it was. They both PD and Tocchet seemed to blow the exchange off. So cash for the Royals. That's good. Best says next contract under 8 million. That's so tough to say. If you want food but have cash, you would need to go to guest services. Very good. Thank you, Edison. Yeah, Lucas is an unfair take about Fanatics. Yeah, but at the same time, as I've expressed both publicly and privately, people are certainly allowed to express their preference and their opinion about jerseys and how they fit and so on and so forth. The Demko news question, did I lag on that? Yeah, I think there was hope that him and Joshua would come back around the same time. I think Joshua is going to come back 1 or 2 weeks before Demko does. You have an official Pettersson jersey because it's Fanatics. There you go. Hey, Adrian, how long of a leash do you have for Pettersson? When should we get concerned? I say, I said earlier in the stream, give him 10 to 12 games, not 24, not 20, but 10 to 12. I haven't seen cash tails at the team store. Gotcha. This is the time of year where I make the joke due to Halloween and my birthday being back to back. Candy one day, cake the next. That's not a joke. That's good. Who do you think comes out of the lineup when Joshua comes back? Baines or Oman? Release the Kraken. Okay, John, you can do that. Shannon and I came in gate 8. Was easy to find our seat and the clay meeting spot after the period. Beautiful. Is Quinn Hughes the best player in the NHL right now? I think he's up there, Ricky. I know I heard this debate on one of the shows on AM Sportsnet 650. Stats-wise, notwithstanding, you could obviously make arguments for McDavid, McKinnon, McCarr, basically anyone whose name starts with M, Matthews. But Hughes is right up there. Hughes is right up there in the top 7 or 8 for sure. Yes, the no trade kicks in next season. That's not something to negotiate. It's because of his age. It's not either, John. It is orange juice. I don't want to show you because I might spill it. Can you see it? Yeah, it's orange juice. Can I post a link to an IG post about the... Yeah, you can try. Go for it. Go for it. So what do you think about hosting the Grey Cup this year? I think it's great. I think it's great that it's good for our tourism industry. Okay, I got to go. I have a couple games to choose for next year. Sweet. Okay, I got to go to questions only because I'm falling behind a little bit. Would you rather fight 5 penguin-sized orcas or an orca-sized penguin? Oh, the 5 penguin-sized orcas for sure. For sure. Okay, thanks, Tristan. I'm not sure where you sent it. Obviously, I haven't checked in the last half an hour or so, so I'll look at that. Thank you. I'll get back to you right after the show. Hey, Murray, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Oh, Seattle versus Canucks in Victoria. I like it. I like it. With the NHL playing all 32 teams yesterday and the NBA season starting with LeBron and Bronny, wouldn't that divide the audience? Yes and no. I don't know. I think there's enough fans of both leagues, to be honest with you. I hear what you're saying, but I don't know. I don't think too much about that kind of thing. I think we go 2-0-1. Yes, I think we lose a point. I think we beat Pittsburgh and we lose a point to either Carolina or New Jersey, and we win the other one. So I'm going 2-0-1, 5 out of 6 points. Yes, I don't remember another Canuck hitting 1,000 games since the Sedins fangirl. I don't remember. They go Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. So once they get to Saturday, Carol, they play every second night for a few days. Do you think 6 times 6 is a hot take? For who? Time Capital. I can't remember who we're talking about. For who? For who? If you're talking about Besser, he's not taking that. I don't think he's taking less than 7. It's one thing to leave a little bit of money on the table, but the NHL PA won't let you leave too much on the table. If Forbert goes back in, would Brandstrom have to clear waivers? Well, you can keep Brandstrom on the main roster. Someone told me that as long as it's within 30 days of the first time he cleared, that you don't have to. then after that, you have to. I don't know the actual rule, but I think there's certainly a bit of time where he wouldn't have to clear for a second time. How long should Alvins extend Rick Tocchet? I think it really depends on how well they do this year. I would extend them for 2 or 3 years, nothing more than that, because coaches can get stale pretty quick. I'm not saying Tocchet would. Okay, let's see what we got here. New Canucks. I'd give Heinen a C+. Up until last night, he wasn't doing much. I'd give Sprong an incomplete mark. I'd give DeBrusk a B. I'd give Sherwood an A. He's amazing. I would give Forbert a C. I'd give Desharnais a C+. And I'd give Lankinen an A+. And I'd give Brandstrom a B+. How's that? How's that? Hey, Lena. Oh, okay. So if I uploaded that podcast for just one person's enjoyment, I found that one person. Lena, yesterday's podcast with all the We Ain't Done was pretty hilarious. Thanks for still uploading it. Well, you're most welcome, Lena. That means a lot. And I'd love to know, Lena. I would love to know basically what kind of listening experience, like, did you actually enjoy it? Were you getting sick of it? Were you trying to picture it in your mind? Because I presume you will listen to the audio and not watch the video replay, but let me know. And I also recognize that you were probably a lot more forgiving and a lot kinder than other people. Hey, Doodle Hockey. Why is everyone saying hi to Hot Take? I don't think he's here. I think Time Capital said that he had a hot take, but someone who is here is Doodle Hockey. Nice to see you. LeBron who? Yeah, he's a new power forward for the Flyers, exactly. Touchdown Pacific, something similar for the Heritage Classic. They're playing Langford or UVic. Yeah, will the venue be big enough though? John, I don't know. I don't bet, so I don't know what the spread is for Canucks versus Penguins. Look it up yourself. Winter Classic should be Rangers versus Canucks at BC Place when it's snowing. That would be nice. 30 days from the first wave. Thank you, Helen. Winter Classic in the States, Heritage Classic in Canada. Where is Vigneault right now? I don't know. No BC Outdoor Classic. I'm going to go and listen to the podcast from last night. Okay, Shan, let me know what you think. Oh, for Besser? Yeah, I don't think he does. I think he does more than 6. Yeah, crazy. Whitecaps won 5-0. Sherwood is giving me a Connor Garland vibe. That's fair. Joe wrong. I think, though, that it's more of a Burrow set because Garland is fast and he works his butt off, but he doesn't hit a lot. Whereas a guy like Burrows or even Rafi Torres did, although Rafi Torres was absolutely crazy. I love Sherwood's game. Canucks will win on Saturday. I'll be there. I like that. And Doodle Hockey's a smart guy. JT Miller knew exactly what he's doing at practice today. He wants to light a fire and a spark under EP40. He's a great leader. I mentioned it as well that this could have been intentional and have that great effect. Great point, Doodle. Thought about buying tortillas at Costco tonight. The warning label was odd. May cause concussions. Yes, I've done my public awareness tour for sure. I will not be eating a tortilla for a long time. 6 games in, what has stood out to you on the power play so far? Well, up to last night, they were at 18%, and they were actually getting a few goals, but I still thought they were a little bit stagnant. You know, it wasn't so much their play once they got in the zone that was annoying me. It was the fact that they seemed to have a lot of trouble getting into the zone once they got removed. Now, if you win a draw and take possession right away, obviously you have a better chance of not having to enter the zone because you're already in the zone. So I think it wasn't so much the structure once they were in the zone. It was they were having trouble getting in the zone itself. Last night, not so much trouble. They went 2 for 3. And I noticed, they took Miller off the left wall, but they still have him as a central part of the power play for sure. Yeah, Sherwood and Joshua on the same team, same line. I can't wait. I did not see the Utah GM on Donnie and Dolly yet, fangirl. I was listening while walking my dog, and your excitement and the messages attached to donations made it very entertaining. Cheered me up after a long day at work. Well, Lana, that is very sweet of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Andy, am I a member yet? I'm looking. I don't see a badge by your name. So the answer is no. Exactly, Adrian. I should have known this. I'm pretty good at picking out half Japanese people, but for some reason I didn't look at his face. And now when I look at his face, I see like he looks similar to my cousin Dusty, like a lot. I'm not being racist. A lot of half Japanese, half Caucasian, they have a similar look. And yeah, once I found out he was half Japanese, even though his other half is Caucasian, my other half is Chinese, I like him even more. Yeah, exactly. The scheduling conflict, they couldn't host their game. It was great. Miller kept turning pucks over when they were struggling. That's true on the power play. Will Calgary make the playoffs? I agree with you, Ricky. I think there's a hot start, but it could dissipate pretty quickly, but good for them so far. I'm not a big gambler, but look for EP4 to score a goal in his next game. He's going to have a huge one. I like it. You know what else I like? When people buy their own. I love gifted memberships. I love people buying their own membership. Welcome to franchise membership. So how you doing? I know you've been here before. Nice to have you back. Let's give some love to So How You Doing in the chat. Great to see you. PD Miller should be constantly switching. DeBrusk and Besser switching on the power play. Oh, you mean like switching positions? Rangers, Leafs, Avalanche, Kings for tomorrow if anyone does sports betting. Are those your 4 winners, time capital? All right. Is there a Black Friday special for membership? Not from me. Calgary Flame out. I'll take it. Is Utah a genuine cup contender? No, not a cup contender, but I think they can make the playoffs. I guess by definition that makes you a contender, but I don't think they're in the upper echelon of teams yet. And they just had a couple bad injuries to their blue line as well. Calgary for the cup. And John says never parlay. Okay. Isn't that how you increase your winning though? But I don't know. All right, friends, I'll go for about 5 more minutes. Let's go to I'm gonna invite you to go ask me anything. So let's park. Like, I'm not gonna get mad I'm not gonna outlaw, but let's park the Canucks and hockey questions and let's do 5 minutes of ask me anything to wrap up. I kind of like doing this just for a bit of a change. As soon as I finish this one. How do you like Justin? Is it Justin Schultz signing with the team in Europe? I don't care. I guess no one wanted to take a chance on him here. Sushi today? Yes. Edmund went to Matsuyama after it was church night, Wednesday night. So I went to Matsuyama with Gail and Kayla. I wonder if Utah will observe the history of the Coyotes now that the franchise is dead. Good question. What's your teenage dance move at a party? I can bust out a good running man if I need to. Yeah, I'd say the running man would be mine. Like that was when I was a teen or a young adult. I can't do any of the moves that teenagers do this year. You guys have tried. You've seen me try and do the gritty, and I almost ruptured my Achilles tendon. It's the worst, OJ. It's Sunny Delight. Have you watched the first game on Prime yet? If so, what were your thoughts? I really like the warm-up cam and the graphics. No, I haven't watched anything on Prime, but I did hear, Lana, that they had, they try and bring you almost in the arena as if you're a part of the warm-up. So get up close for the warm-ups and just kind of make it feel like you're in the arena. So I think anything like that, anything new, anything innovative is a good thing. Late night Matsuyama's Fire. The prices are good. 8:30 and on. It's quite good. Don't tell too many people. We don't want to get too busy. Yeah, Kansas City 6-0, and they just acquired the new wide receiver. They're good. They're not dominating teams, but they're winning. They're winning. In Richmond, it is my go-to sushi is Matsuyama. I know the people there. They give me good discount. I bring a lot of business to them. It's just one, and they whenever I post about them on Instagram, often they reshare it. We have good relationship, not even a business relationship. I just go there a lot. It's good food, good quality, good price. What's my favorite restaurant to go to? So if it's not Japanese food, I really enjoy the Keg. And I'll go back to Japanese food. I really like Kobe Steakhouse in downtown as well. Those are a few. And I like McDonald's. Have you ever had a natural disturbance during a live stream. So not an earthquake, not a massive storm. I've had my chair fall. I've had a car accident outside. I've had a raid from Hot Take Hockey. I've had my light go out, but it wasn't a power outage. So I guess so far so good. Would you ever host a sushi event for your viewers? Everyone pays for their own food. Yeah, I would. Oh, interesting. Time capital. You got me thinking. A meetup in a Japanese restaurant. Is the Super Save grocery store being rebuilt? Great question, Keith. No, they have they're selling the property, or they're in the midst of selling the property right now. They were selling like stuff, meats and stuff out of like a shed type thing for a few months, but no, it's the Super Grocer, sadly, that is now no longer there. Yes, tell them that tell Matsuyama that Clay sent you, and you'll get charged double, not a discount. I don't know much about Mui Garden. I don't know a lot about Chinese food, to be honest with you. Yeah, Kobe is pricey, but it is fun. The Lodge in Langley and buy a porterhouse. Okay, Doodle, I will take your advice. Japanese, speaking of Japanese, chotto. That means a little bit. No, not much. Only enough to order sushi. Yeah, Tristan, I'll tell them, but I'm not going to tell them or make them follow you back. That's up to them, of course. How many California rolls could you eat for the cup? None. I don't eat California rolls. I eat sashimi. I eat nigiri. I eat maki, but usually salmon, ebi, tuna, but don't eat a lot of California rolls, to be honest with you. Is the flood damage still bad? Where, fangirl? Yeah, I know some people who can't get in their driveway and stuff like that. But Richmond, compared to the rest of the Lower Mainland, we got it easy, I think. Tab and Barrel's good. I've only been there a couple times. We should do a food stream one day. Everyone loves talking food. That's true. I'm just going to come and just eat in front of you guys, and we just talk about food. I'd probably be the worst person to host that stream, though. Maybe I need to bring in one of you guys to help me for sure. 3 people dead in Coquitlam from the storm. That's very sad. Kind of a rough note to end on. Someone say something happy that I can end on that note, and then I'm going to end. Someone say something happy. There we go. Bringing your boys, always a good time. Oh, a food stream with, Jacob's useless because he when it comes to food, because he's so picky. But if I brought on Sean and Kayla on a stream, they could just have an eating contest, and that could be the entire thing, because they're both tanks. And Kayla has got great high school metabolism, so she burns it off real quick, and Sean just turns it into muscle. So yeah, they both can eat very, very well. In fact, when I bring Sean and Kayla to an all-you-can-eat place, the owners are like, no, go away. Show some mercy. Doodle Hockey says, count me in, which is cool. Richmond has a lot of good pumps. What does pumps mean? Gas or food? Do they serve poutine at McDonald's or E. coli? I don't know, because I wouldn't order either. Food stream tortillas. Ugh! Remember, I have PTSD, post-tortillas traumatic. Oh, PTTSD. Post-tortilla traumatic stress disorder. I do hot pot at home only, Pastor Dan. Gail makes a wonderful shabu shabu, but I don't go. I haven't done Big Way or Cho Cho or Choo Choo or anything like that. No, that's not right. Just make sure there's no tortillas. Exactly. Wow, a great late donation. Let's get some love to Train on the Tracks. Thank you, Train on the Tracks, for the $5 donation. I'm not sure what that super sticker is. It looks like someone wearing a pink wig who's purple flexing, and the word boss coming out of his bicep. Regardless, thank you, Train on the Tracks. Really appreciate you. Let's give Train some love in the chat. It makes sense. Train on the Tracks keeps the donation train going. Tristan, I'm bringing my wife Gail to the game. Water pumps keeping the river. Oh, I see. So pumps in a good way. Yes. 7-Eleven hot dog eating contest stream. Okay, you can do it, Coach Rob, not me. Canucks beat the Blackhawks so bad it felt like a tortilla slap. Yes, on Twitter, I posted my GIF, and I said the Canucks are the tortilla, and Peter Mrazek is my face. Fan of Mexican food. Not the biggest fan, but I will eat it. Lamb Little Hot Pot or Boiling Point. Haven't been to either. You know, the season is good right now when everyone's talking about food in the stream instead of the team. Yeah. Yes. And it is three days between games due to hockey for sure. I will be at the game on Saturday. Are we meeting at all, Clay? Well, I better be careful how I say this. Yes. Usually I'll do the first intermission meetup, and that's my plan. But if that's my plan, I'll confirm it on my stream tomorrow. Shannon and I will do a video of a hot dog eating contest. Okay. I'll keep you to your word. Costco or Sam's Club. Never been to Sam's Club, but Costco's fine except for the parking. Ramen, no. Udon, yes. So I don't eat ramen. Pastor Dan, you're learning a bit about my food. No hot pot, no Chinese food, no ramen. But I do like udon, but I don't eat ramen. 7-Eleven hot dogs are decent. But you guys love talking about food, don't you? Canadian Tire, Walmart. I'll go Walmart. No problem, Doodle Hockey. Nice to see you. Shannon with the late membership gift. Let's give some love to Hall of Fame member Shannon Hollingworth. Thank you, Shannon. Gifts of membership, and it goes to Pastor Dan. Welcome back to membership, Pastor Dan. And thank you, Shannon, for your generosity. Let's give Shannon some love. For some reason, your wrestling theme song will be MJF. Dun-dun-dun. I could see that, Evan. I could totally see that. Take care. So how you doing? Nice to have you back in membership. Take care of yourself. Some love to Shannon for sure. Walmart is my kind of talk. Exactly. Harry says, we ain't down, or I'll say we ain't done, but pretty much winding up here. Thank you, Harry. And Pepsi, always Pepsi against anything. Okay, friends, I'm going to wrap up here. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks for your support. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Thanks to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate and Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. And I want to thank everyone who went above and beyond today in their generosity. And that would be Lucas with the donation, Javakian with the donation. So how you doing? Buys himself his own membership, Train on the Tracks donation, and Shannon gifts a membership. So thanks to all of you for your generosity once again. My last show of the week will be tomorrow night at 11 p.m. So I hope you can join me. Canucks aren't practicing tomorrow, so we might not hear a lot of Canucks news tomorrow. So yeah, maybe it's a good time where we all talk and we maybe give something away tomorrow. And we'll go from there. All right. You guys are the best. Train on the Tracks is you? Oh, you're both. So thank you. So how you doing? And thank you, Train on the Tracks. So why do you got two accounts in there? Okay, that's good. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to question you, especially if you're being so generous. You guys are awesome. So once again, thank you as always. And don't forget to rate the bad joke out of 10 on your way out of the stream. I'll see you tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. What has 5 toes but isn't your foot? My foot. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.